Is it okay for women to get away with anything when they're PMSing, or are there boundaries?
Whoa, okay. I feel like I'm ready to duke it out.
Please don't hate on me, but I'm gonna start saying like
That's a safe space. That's kind of a safe haven. Now, just because it's safe and you're allowed to do it doesn't mean it should be abused. I think there's a limit to how dare you have an opinion on something that you will never experience or know what it's like.
But don't you think, like with social media, TikTok, and feminism and all of that lately, it's making it normalized, and it's making it like it's okay for women to act like that? Like,
You're not seeing me. I feel unseen. I don't feel validated in this. Like, well, then date a man if you don't want to deal with it. You know? If you don't want to deal with periods, if you don't want to deal with symptoms, then why put up with it every month?
really?
Then just leave.
Good evening, and welcome back to Love, Sex, and Marriage on the Rocks. I am Gabriel.
And I'm Kristina.
And today we're going to be talking about a very controversial topic. So stay tuned. First, I would like to mention our drink for the month. It's the Bachelor's Bates, choice of Kristina. Every month we publish 4 episodes every Thursday. And every month there's a new drink that we enjoy. Kristina and I, we sit down, we have a drink, and we talk about topics to do with modern relationships and our relationships sometimes. So feel free, if you have a topic that you would like us to discuss, leave a comment. The point of the podcast is to show that couples can sit down together and maturely, calmly talk about things and figure things out together. Today we're going to be talking about that time of the month, that dreaded month, time of the month, and is it okay for women to get away with anything when they're PMSing, or are there boundaries? I'm gonna start by saying, and please don't hate on me, but I'm gonna start saying like there are limits, women, girls, ladies out there. There are limits to what you can get away with. We understand, as men, we understand that it's stuff on your body. We understand that there's chemicals involved, but also there are limits. You know, you are responsible for your actions, just like we are responsible for our actions. And I would say, no, they cannot get away with anything.
Both sides are like, I'm only human. Whoa, okay. I feel like I'm ready to duke it out. Just kidding. I will preface this by saying I did have a full hysterectomy back in 2017. So, but I will say, even though it's been, oh my God, almost a decade. Holy crap. It's been almost a decade. I still very much remember how it was. And I had a full hysterectomy because I found out afterwards that I actually had a diseased uterus. I had adenomyosis. So I know full on exactly how horrific and debilitating and how much a period can actually affect a woman. Not just the period itself, but the different phases that happen throughout the month. So just wanted to say that because you haven't experienced me on a period, so you kind of get the.
With that said, you still have.
I do. I still have. I got like everything removed, and then I had my 2 ovaries, and then shortly after I had. In like early 2020, right before COVID hit, I had an ovarectomy. So I only have 1 ovary left and I'm still producing eggs. My body is just, I'm talking to you. My body is just absorbing that energy. So I still have a phase technically, but maybe that makes it worse because I don't know when I'm in. I can't track it.
I can sometimes. Sometimes. Not as easy. Like, okay, also for full context here, I grew up in a house with my mother and my sister mostly. So I'm quite familiar with what women go through. And growing up, I can most of the time tell, especially with my sister.
Ooh, okay.
Yeah, but also in my previous marriage, like I could tell, there's definitely a lot of mood swings and a lot of emotions.
Yeah.
So,
Well, I will say, especially PMS symptoms, or of course, symptoms, or actually syndrome is okay. Whatever. Actually, when a woman is PMSing,
post-menstrual syndrome.
specifically, it's definitely, it's like a computer virus. It's like trying to work on a computer when there's a virus currently going on. You can't really, you can do some functions, but it's a little haywire. It's a little chaotic until you finally work on removing the virus, or when the period's finally done and over with. Okay. So I will say it's kind of like that. It feels like a biological warfare is going on in our bodies.
So do you think that qualifies as women can get away with anything?
No, I mean, there, just like everything, there's limits to something. I will say that there's a woman, when she's at home specifically and she's PMSing, just like with anything, if you have a stressful day, whoever, take PMS out of it, if someone's having a stressful day, they can easily bring that saying, you bring work home. And next thing you know, they bring the stress home, and it's just like, blah, and it's chaotic, and it's not the right thing to do, but it happens. So, of course, whenever something is going on with ourselves, whether men or women, we can tend to unleash it or take it out on those we are closest to, or the ones we love the most, which most likely is going to be your partner, because you feel like that's a safe space. That's kind of a safe haven. Now, just because it's safe, and you're allowed to do it, doesn't mean it should be abused. I think there's a limit to. But
don't you think, like with social media, TikTok and feminization, feminism and all of that lately, it's making it normalized, and it's making it like it's okay for women to act like that. Like the amount of content that we see on TikTok or Facebook or whatever, with women just making fun of it in your face kind of thing. But us men are honestly frustrated with this.
I think that's the minority. I think that's kind of clickbait. But I think majority of women, because honestly, it's kind of like dark humor. At some point, you kind of have to laugh at it, because you don't want to feel bad about it or continue to stay in the negative. So it's kind of like, right, when you're PMSing and your partner is breathing a certain way, or they're eating a certain way, or they say something, or they do, like, you're a little extra. They just exist. There is sort of like that comedic relief that does need to happen. Just because it's kind of like in sometimes in stressful movies, they always have that comedic relief. That's kind of a way out. But I do see you. Like I said, there's limits to how a partner should be treated and how somebody should act, for sure.
But what I'm trying to say is, I feel like the media has made it okay. Like, tell me a situation where a guy can get away with that behavior. Like if we have a shitty day at work and we come back and we're shouting and being annoyed and fighting with everybody and anything and being in a bad mood, can we just get away with it by saying, oh, I just had a bad day at work, and that's going to be okay? No, it's not going to be okay. And the media is not going to make it okay, and culture is not making it okay.
Well,
so
I think
us as guys, we don't have an outlet or an excuse to just take it out on our partner, and for us to be like, oh, sorry, I have that thing that allows me or gives me a hall pass to behave that way.
I think in normal relationships, I think it does happen. It's fine, because there are times when you're having a bad day or a moment, and I think it depends on. I think it depends on the normalcies of the relationship. If like that's a continuous thing, then that's abusive.
Well, for women, it is continuous thing. PMS, it's once a month. It's at least 3 days a month, every month.
I'm sorry, men do get stressed out at least a few days every single month as well.
But first of all, I will agree with you. When
Yeah.
it's the man doing it, it is abusive, right? And they're called out on it. And when we do it, we have to come back and apologize and be like, sorry,
No,
I just had a bad
women
day,
should
or whatever.
also definitely be apologize as well. I'm not saying that they shouldn't. They should get away with it. It should definitely be.
But do you
again,
think
it's
the majority of
mindfulness.
women do apologize or feel apologetic for that? Or they just use the PMS as an excuse, like, sorry, this is just hormonal. I have no control over it. Just deal with it.
No, I think when women start to weaponize PMS, just coming from a woman, I think that's to me not right. That's an excuse to act
Immature.
yeah, immature. But again, it's all about mindfulness. Now, sometimes I think if someone's at least apologetic about it, like if they're at least mindful, right? Sometimes it can feel out of our control, and women can do as much as they can to kind of hone it in and stuff. But sometimes if a partner does lash out or does act in a way that is hurtful to the other partner, they definitely still should come down and kind of look at the broader picture, because it's not just a one-sided thing. It's a relationship. It's a partnership. And your partner does deserve acknowledgement and validation and an apology. Like, that is something that should happen. And yes, you feel how you feel, but like, you don't want to hurt your partner at the end of the day. And sometimes it just happens, whether you're PMSing or not. But you should. To me, you really should. That to me is the adult, mature thing to do. And it's to take accountability and to take ownership that this is something you are dealing with. And you should apologize if you hurt your partner in the process.
I agree with you 100% on that part. Now,
And the partnership should also work together to find ways of alleviating it.
I was about to say that. So definitely 100%, it shouldn't be weaponized, and since it's a reoccurring thing, like an apology, if it becomes too extreme, fine, or every now and then, fine. But if apology is just the go-to things, I'm gonna hate you and I'm then gonna apologize, I'm gonna hate you again and I'm gonna apologize, after a while the apology is not gonna have a meaning anymore. And we do know that this is gonna be a continuous thing, so an apology might not be enough, right? Because the fact that it's a continuous thing. I think a more important thing, and you hit the nail on the head, is to find tools to not make this as destructive as it could be. Because if it left unchecked, and if the woman does not take accountability for her actions and be mindful, like you said, of how extreme she's becoming, or how illogical or just obnoxious, or whatever you want to call it, right? It can push the man away drastically. So what are ways? I can think of a few, but first I want to hear your thought. What are ways that women can accommodate and include a man into that experience in a way that can have the man help them, but also have the man not be the problem, but be part of the solution?
I will say, in researching this topic, there actually have been multiple studies done that women actually have worse PMS symptoms if they feel unsupported previous to the PMS. So during that 21 days, because they scientifically, right, they're like, a period is 7 days. Sometimes it's shorter, sometimes it's more, but on average it's usually 7 days. The rest of those days of the month, if a woman feels unsupported throughout majority of that time, when it does come to that time where she is PMSing and her period's about to come and her period is here, actually, if she's like holding on to something, it will come out even worse. So I think the tools don't just apply to during the symptoms. It also should apply in general.
From my experience, the worst time is going into the period. Actually, coming out of the period is usually good, because then women are very sexually active. So,
yeah, we're like, yay, it's done. I'm so excited. Here we go.
Yeah, I think that's when the ovulation is before, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So
I think it's the luteal phase. There's like luteal, follicular. ovulatory. There's different phases.
So it's usually the couple of days, or it depends on the woman, of course, but it's the several days going
Well,
into
I
the
think
period.
a woman should track her period. Again, I think that's taking full ownership of like
And being mindful.
and taking autonomy and not control, but like of your own body, knowing when something is coming, tracking it, and seeing when your worst days are, and supporting yourself through that. So if that means getting your favorite snacks, if that means heat pads work for you or certain medications work.
And it's about being fair as well, because we had this conversation previously with a couple of our friends, and we were talking that's why we chose this topic. We were talking about it with a couple of our friends, and I made the argument that if women are completely out of control, then how come they can control themselves at work or at any other circumstances? Why is it that when it comes to their partner or their husband, that's when they lose control? And and it's either it can be both. It has to be this or that. You can't have your cake and eat it too, right? It's either you're out of control or you are in control. If you can't be in control, then why not be in control? And if you can't be in control, then why do you want equality? Why do you want to hold positions where you are required to have sensibility year round and good decision making year round? If during certain, sorry, I know this is very controversial.
Ladies, let's get into it.
No, it's a valid question, right? If you are in a position where you have to make decisions on the spot, let's say President of the United States, right?
Oh my God.
With
Here we go.
access to the red button, right? But we are going to argue, and I'm not saying that. I'm actually against that. I'm saying women have control, right? So, but if women are going to be the one that argue that, no, we don't have control, just take it, right? Then how can you expect us to trust you in a position where just by a press of a button, you can end the world, right? What if you're having a bad day and you're not in control of your emotions?
There's plenty of women in high, powerful positions that throughout the world, not just in America, there's CEOs and there's queens and there's monarchies, and you don't see them starting wars every single.
I know.
Hold on.
I know.
And so that's just kind of to me, that's just a weak argument. I think the women who are the ones who say that it's out of control, they're most likely the ones who feel probably unsupported during that time. So I think that's more of a cry for help versus an actual generalization of how women are.
Again, sorry to interrupt, but again, just for full disclosure, I'm not saying that women are out of
He's
control.
like, don't come at me in the comments. I love women. I'm so sorry.
Not saying that women are out of control or they shouldn't be present or whatever. I'm just saying that this argument, and I do agree with you, it's not a good argument. But some women make the argument like, don't give me shit. Like, I can get away with it because I have my period and I just have no control over myself. But I do agree with you, and I'm not making the argument, so you don't have to explain to me that it's a fault.
Yeah, but there's people who are watching argument. Who are like, hell yeah, this is why a woman shouldn't be president. It's just...
No, that's dumb. Right?
It is.
That is dumb, and I'm being sarcastic when I say that. Right?
No, but again, when a woman is PMSing, it's kind of like you could have the worst day of your life, and there's different masks that you wear for different occasions. So when you are at work, no matter what's going on in your life, right? We always heard from top producers and our broker and the owner of Keller Williams Heritage is like, the moment that your hand hits the office door, you shut everything off. You are at work, and that is that. Now, sometimes, we are human, right? And there are times when probably women need to take more breaks than usual. Maybe they're a little bit more sensitive. But again, it falls into this physiological thing that we can't control. It is sometimes hormones, and sometimes it is debilitating pain-wise for women. And it is really a lot of times. And then, of course, when you come home, you just need to sometimes let it out or to relax. It's not a fun experience. So it's just kind of like set up a good support system. But yeah, no, I think the whole out of control thing is just, it's kind of like an exemplified to show you like, hey, your argument or the way you're arguing is you're not seeing me. I feel unseen. I don't feel validated in this. And
Another
how dare
cryptic
you?
way of-
And how dare you have an opinion on something that you will never experience or know what it's like?
Yeah.
You know, and at the same time, you know, women could easily be like, well, then date a man if you don't want to deal with it. You know, if you don't want to deal with periods, if you don't want to deal with symptoms, then why put up with it every month?
Really?
Then just leave.
Wow. Okay.
Not me.
I'm not going to respond to that because that is a very
I'm
unhealthy.
pointing out another argument.
Yeah, but that's
people,
a very unhealthy argument.
Just like it is about the man's argument. Like, well, if it's really out of control, then why should we limit and empower?
That's an answer to already an invalid argument, and that's what I was trying to explain.
Yeah.
But I agree with you. Okay, let's shift the conversation a little bit and go back to being an active, healthy participant. Like, I can understand, okay, women are going through this. They are our partner. We need to be there for them. We need to understand. We need to support, right, as best as we can. So, first of all, I'm going to ask all the women. Part of it is on you because you need to start viewing as your partner as the solution, not as the problem. The minute that you're going to come back home and take all the stress of the day and your body out on your partner, you're making him the problem, not the solution, right? But if you can pre-game that in a sense, right?
Yeah.
Like sort of have a just
preface
like
it.
Yeah, like how you handle your kids or how you handle your relationship. Like you have a gameplay to it. Like, honey, it's time of the month. Okay. And then instead of like, oh, it's time of the month. No, it's like, okay, game on. It's time of the month. We know what to do. The snacks have to be there.
I kind of want my period now.
The snacks have to be there. The maybe the hot bottle, like some painkillers, whatever.
What music
works.
do I need to have on the side?
Yeah.
What kind of
A bath.
energy? Yeah, what energy do we need to have? Make sure we have all the supplies we need, all the foods, extra money just in case she wants to go out and eat something.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And men, we are
Linear.
not intuitive emotionally, but we are very good when it comes to a to-do list, right? If you tell us, hey, I need you to do 1, 2, 3, 4, and it's a linear thing, it's not cryptic, it's not confusing. If you can write it down in bullet points on a piece of paper, we can do it, right? So I would imagine.
You think most men care like that?
I think they would if the alternative is to have to deal with the demon, the red demon. Yeah, right. But again, men have to go into it not thinking like this is a price to pay, you know, in order not to get harped on or to get attacked. Men have to go into it thinking like, I love you. I want to make this easier for you, right?
Yeah.
And the women have to go into it like, I love you. I don't want to take this out on you.
Yeah.
Like, we are in this together. This is a partnership. How can we battle this together and survive it together as a team?
Yeah. And I think women need to find other outlets. Sometimes it can be like working out or doing a hobby, or calling a best friend, you know, someone who can actually understand you and all of that. So definitely, I think women can find better outlets and help their partner be a support system for them instead of a punching bag, for sure.
All right. Well, I think we agree on that one. Surprisingly, I honestly thought, cheers. I honestly thought that I'm going to get a lot of hate for this one.
I think men just need to step up and support and do the damn thing. You want to be with women, do the damn thing and help her out.
Okay, I'm going to say something, and honey, I'm going to call you out, okay?
Yeah.
Because I love you, and you're super cute, but when you talk to that like this,
I know.
You feed into all of that nasty stuff on social media.
I know,
right?
I'm just being silly.
Okay.
Guys.
Fine. Don't listen to the last part. Okay, us men, we do a lot of things.
I know.
What you just said could be very triggering to a lot of men.
I know.
All right.
I know, but I gotta stick it for my ladies sometimes.
And I will continue sticking for us guys sometimes.
Cheers to
with
that.
my pink lady drink. Okay.
Happy Valentine's.
Happy Valentine's, y'all. Cheers. Take it away.
No, but yes, honey. Yes, I do see. I think we do see each other. I'm just being silly. You know me. Thank you for watching Love, Sex, and Marriage on the Rocks. This was definitely, it's a hot topic and it can be controversial in multitude of ways, depending on where you come from it. So just like Gabriel he may say something, it's also both of our jobs to show all different types of opinions from both men and women, whether we support them or not. But everybody, I feel like, needs a voice, especially on this podcast. So thank you for watching this episode. Thank you for enjoying the Bachelor's bait with us this month. And if you've liked this episode, if you have any feedback, comments, please subscribe, hit that bell notification. We post every Thursday. It really truly supports our channel, and we absolutely love this podcast, and it's kind of like our little baby. So help support that. We appreciate y'all for watching. If there's anything and any of the topics that you would like us to hit on, let us know. We will definitely try to hit that up next time and put it on a to-do list. So support us like you should be supporting your partner. I'm Kristina Zachary.
And I'm Gabriel.
And we will see you on the next one. Cheers.